Hello everybody and welcome back to another B1 review, and today we will finally be combining the Transformers Power the Prime's Predaking. Now, if you want to see all of these guys get transformed into their combined modes, then you can see the videos that I posted about them. I do have a playlist. I don't know how to link stuff yet. I've said that in all my other videos, but I will eventually find out. But here we have all of them together, and today we will be finally combining them. But if you recall, in my Razor Claw video, I did not show how to combine him because I wanted to save that for the last one. But here we have him, and I'll also show you what to do with all the weapons. But first, we can start transforming him into his combined mode. First, you want to take his back feet, and you want to flip them in like that. Then you want to split him in half, like that, on a hinge. And just take his head, fold it up, and clip that all back in. Make sure it's all clipped in. And the head will fold down and click into place. Now for the head, you want to bring that forward just so you can get everything cleared. And with some tabs and slots, the legs will just tab into the back of his waist. You can fold up that little chunk, throw that forward, and make sure his gun actually tabs in so it doesn't move around. Click that back in place and fold those out, and there you go. That's all there is to it from beast mode, at least, of turning him into his combined mode. Now, while we're here, we can get a good look at the head sculpt. It's a nice Decepticon symbol up front. Got kind of like horn looking things. He's got his like antenna ear looking things. Nice visor and like face mask. There you have that. Now we can start combining things, and we will be going from the legs up, because that's also kind of how you have to combine it. But we'll get those out of the way. These, and first band that up a little bit. With the legs, you can see there are some squares here, which is what the ratchets are on. And for the wing section, there are some slots there. You want to take these and slot them into their respective spots. Get it good like that. Make sure it's all nice. And as you can see, it's already starting to get really big and almost out of frame. There you have that. And that is how you do that, but my camera does not go up that high, so I'm going to take these off and I will connect them back later. But as of right now, you can see with him, there is a like slot there for this little chunk of plastic. Instead of just plugging it in like that, first you do have to kind of bring it down, but as you can see, it's forward. You have to slide it into place. You can get it lined up. There you go. And then there's also a tab that will keep that in place. You want to slide that forward like that to get it all going, and leave those back for now, but you can fold those back just to keep it stable. Then for the arms, you can see another rail system there, and then you got the little thing there for it to just slide into like that. And then same with Rampage. There you go. Now you have the upper half of Predaking, but we do have to still do something with the back. You can see some various slots and tabs on the arms. And you also want to use a tab slot connection on the wings to the legs. Now for mine, it doesn't like to hold in very well, but it is there to kind of help it. Woo. And then you just do the same thing with the other leg. Like I said, doesn't really hold on, but it kind of helps to keep it all in place. And there's that. Now before we connect the rest, we can take This blaster doesn't like to stay in place. It's supposed to stay tabbed in, but before we connect everything else, we want to take dive bombs blasters, and you can see on the back of them, there is a hole right there, which this will go into. And you can either put it there, or there are some holes there for it to go there, but I prefer here, which I also now realize you kind of have to move that, so bring it forward, and boom, now he's got his iconic shoulder cannons. Woo, just headbutt y'all, I'm sorry about that. Now, do the same with the other side. Just get it lined up, put it there, tab it back in, and of course, that leg came undone. Give me a moment, y'all. And now the other side's coming undone. Yeah, when it comes to combining them, the process is a little annoying because he doesn't like to stay in his proper spot, but if you can get it there, then the payoff is really cool. And it just came undone again. Give me a moment. There we go, I'm back. And it will probably come undone again later on, but for now, it is good, I hope. But there we have those weapons. Now we can finally slide on the legs. And boom. Now before I show the finished product, you can take Razor Claw and Rampage's guns, and you can see two posts right there and two holes. You just peg them in together, and it makes a big old cannon that can peg onto his arm like that. But now, I present to you Power of the Primes Predaking. And y'all, this is awesome. Other than his G1 counterpart, this is like my holy grail of Transformer figures. I am a huge fan of Predaking, and we can get a bit of a closer look here, again, at his head sculpt. A nice black visor, everything all finely put together. Nice and black, red, and yellow, and orange. And some gray hands. Now, with his left hand, it's normal, completely fine. But with his right hand, sadly, I had a bit of a QC issue, and his fingers are left-handed fingers, but upside down. So there's holes there, but I think I'm fine with that. I'm just glad I finally have a figure of this. And again, I am missing a second one of these, which is a barrel of the gun there. But yeah, I love this figure, dude. Now for articulation, this is going to be a bit tricky because he's really big. You can see his arms. They can do full 360 on a ratchet joint, but I'm not going to do that because it's going to be a lot of stuff to move. And then his arm can go out that much. It is his waist swivel, so he can do a full 360 there at the bicep. His elbow goes up that much. And do straight there. And he does have a full mushroom peg swivel, and his hands can open it and close. Now, he does have a waist swivel that only goes to about there, but if you untab that and the other one, you can do a full 360, but it's gonna be weird to deal with. His legs on a big old ratchet joint right there can kick like that, and backwards like that. Woo. His legs, he can do a full splits, but it's gonna be a bit weird to get that like that. Now his knees, he can do an almost full knee bend, but Mine, the bottom part of it comes undone a lot, and it moves the back things, so it's a bit annoying to deal with, but there you go. Now, he also has the waist swivel there for that if you want it for some reason. I guess that's also so you can get the feet, like, posed separate of that. You can do all of those things right there. And then he's got a ankle pivot like that. Oh, and the head is on a full 360 swivel. And I think that's all the articulation, other than he's got, yep, I was right, his backpack came undone. Darn it. It's a little annoying, but we shall move on. His wings can fold backwards like that, or that, and then they do fold out on a hinge. And if we want the full look, we can get his wings all sprawled out like that. And he looks really good with his wings all the way out like that. I think it looks really good. And again, I am just happy to have this figure in my collection. I absolutely love this thing. It took me quite a while to find him, and I am glad and happy that I was eventually able to. Now, we can do some comparisons. First up, we've got him and Astro Train. Right there beside each other. Then we have got, if he'll stand up, we've got Hot Rod. Itty bitty little Hot Rod compared to giant Predaking. Now for Beast Formers, we've got Ultra Alpha Trion. Ooh. Leo Convoy. Optimus Primal. And famously for this little tank dude that I still have no idea what his name is. And something I've been very excited to compare him to is Legacy Menasor, which he's got some modifications for mine, which you don't have to buy anything else for it. You can just do on your own, but I'll show those completely in my full-time reviews for these guys. But there you've got that, and new combiner, old combiner, but they look really nice beside each other, even though this dude's like just barely over half of him. Which I just love a giant transformer like this. And again, Predaking has been on my buy list for a while, and I finally was able to get him, I think, like, maybe a year ago, something like that. Probably longer, but I don't fully remember. But you can take him away, because the spotlight is on him. Literally, I got like a spotlight kind of going onto him. But there you go, and his arm cannon. You can just aim. It is kind of loose if you want to move it a little bit. Shoulder cans can go up. And there you go. Now, thank you all for watching. This is my final review for Transformers Power of the Primes Predaking, and it was this box set right here. Like I said, he doesn't like to stand, but yeah, it was this box set right here with Onyx Prime, which sadly he doesn't have like a, or well, he might have a shoulder connection, I don't know. But yeah, got the nice box art there. But like I actually just realized, Onyx Prime right here, little itty bitty Onyx Prime. Yeah, he's got a little shoulder connection right there. There you go. That's cool. I didn't realize that. You can have him little Onyx Prime on giant Predaking shoulders. That's really cool. I like that. I'll actually leave it like that. But there you go. There was my review of Transformers Power of the Prime's Predaking, and as always, this was in a playlist with the other reviews of the individual bots, except for these two. They're pretty much the same mold, so I reviewed them together. But that is all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Make sure to check out my channel, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.